let's go. And so I'm going to share my screen. Hmm. Okay, that's it. Please let me know when you see my screen. Can you see the screen? Can anybody see this screen? Can you see what I'm
Yes,
sharing?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay. All right, so we'll hop into it because it's 30 minutes. I won't go over 40, but I do my best to keep to 30. So today we're looking at trauma and thinking, and this is our 15th webinar this year in the series. Hold it every Friday when we started. All right, so I looked at the dictionary meaning of the word trauma from my favored Google, and it means a deep and distressing or disturbing experience. So we are not saying it did not happen, we are saying it happened. And we also know that it distressed the person and it disturbed them. So let's look at the word distress and the word disturb, the meaning. I hope you notice that they both start with DIS. And I think I remember sharing in the How to Thinking school about this. I think I have it written that like this is. Yeah, I remember sharing that. And it's the name of a Greek god whose work it was to separate whatever is working, he scatters it. So distressing means causing anxiety. So you are scattered, sorrow or pain. It's upsetting. I have met people who have a long term a long-term illness due to a trauma that happened maybe in 2007 and they are still suffering today. And we're going to talk about that. Let's look at the meaning of the word disturb. I'm sure if I look at the etymology, I'll see something amazing. To be disturbed means to interfere with the normal arrangement or functioning of. So that means there is a normal arrangement uh, that God has created in the world. There is a way you do your life. It's normal, but now this a thing called trauma has come in to make your normalcy abnormal and your ability to function normally. It's come to mess it up. I'm really excited about my book, and that's one of the gifts I want to give you. Did I write that here? Um, yeah, this is one of the gifts I want to give you. The first chapter is called Unbound. That's the title of the book I'm currently writing, along with the wife mandate. Um, I want to give everybody who attends today's webinar chapter one. I would like to know what you think of it, and so I'll be sending that to you once we are done, and I'll be putting up some links here as well. Okay, for some other things. So we know we don't want to be distressed, we don't want to be disturbed, but we are by the trauma. So you didn't do the trauma to yourself normally. I'm sure 98.999% you didn't do it to yourself. Part of what you'll find in that book is I checked up some stats, and as at September 2025, the WHO, World Health Organization, said that is it up to 1 billion people are suffering from a form of trauma. So when they calculated it, that's one in every seven persons is suffering from trauma. One in as at September 2025, which was October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, 8 months ago. That's not good. So if there are seven of us standing together, one of us has had a traumatic event and we are living in it. That is not good. That is not good for our mental health. It is not good. It is unhealthy. And the plan of trauma, any traumatic event, is to take us out, just wipe us on the floor and take us out. And what I tend to say to people who present with trauma to me, if they want to work with me, is that person that caused it, or that situation, or that event, or that country, or whatever it is, it's moved on. That tornado that happened and took out your house, and God forbid, took out members of your family, but you survived, it's long gone. There are other people that were in that same tornado, lost somebody, but they're not living there anymore. But you are. So, how do you live in a place that no longer exists? How do you live in a place that no longer, how do you live in a house that is not there anymore? That the structure is not there, the land is not there, but you are still living there. Where is the trauma now? It could be inside you if you choose. And I think I made a mistake. Could be inside you. It was supposed to be or could be outside you. The next slide. It could be inside you if you choose to. So, the answer to that question is, how can you live in a place that is no longer there? It's inside you because you're on a loop, a thinking loop. This happened to me. And then you come back to it, this happened to me. And then you leave it, then you come back, oh, this happened to me. Or you use the word trigger. I remember I've done a webinar with trigger, thinking and triggers. I dislike the word. Human beings are not switches. We are not pieces. We are not things that you can just come around and trigger me. Why do I want to be triggered? I'm not going to be triggered by you or by anyone else. And you too should not be. Don't allow it. And the way you disallow it is by not going on that thinking loop. Like I've been on some loops today and I just am interrupted the loop. I didn't say no, I'm not thinking like mm-mm. I replaced the loop. I said I am wealthy. I am provided for by God and I am wealthy. Not I am going to be. Mm-mm. I am. Not, oh, I'm waiting for my clients. My clients are working with me. They are excited about what we are doing. They are just ascending. They're going higher and higher and higher. Another loop came. Oh, that person. Oh, the loop came was, oh, that client. I really want her to work with me. I said, no, I'm not. We are not doing that. I interrupted the loop and I said, oh, there's so many clients looking for me, want to work with me. I went to Australia, they're working with me. I looked at the specific groups of client types that I want based on what the amount of money they pay. That's how I put them because that will determine the value and the quality of the work I do with them. I put them in categories. Any loop that came, I interrupted it. So when the loop of, oh, that thing happened to me, or maybe you're on some kind of medication, like the nurse that told me when they diagnosed asthma, my kids were still in primary school in Britain when we were still living here, when they were still small. And I knew I was unwell, but I didn't know I was that unwell. And I'd said to my husband, please, could you pick them? I felt one way in the morning. He said, no, he's going to be in the city. I said, okay. So I dragged myself to the school, which was adjacent to the house. I mean, you have to come out, cross double carriageway, then walk into their school. So it wasn't far. And I passed out in front. Well, not passed out. I was still there. Um, but I I passed out ish in front of the gates. I didn't know anyone had seen me. So teachers came running, called the ambulance, got into hospital, and they said, and that's when I went to pick the kids. I had not picked them, and diagnosed asthma. I said, me asthma. Anybody in your family have it? No. And in my heart, I said, where did this come from? It should just be. But I was tired. I was exhausted. And I remember the nurse that sat next to me the next day. She said, well, has anybody come to tell you about your pumps? You know, the asthma pumps. I said, no. She said, well, you got the purple one and the brown one. They contain two different things. She sat down, got herself comfortable. They are two different things. I can't remember what this is for and what's that. I don't remember. She said, but you're going to be on it for the rest of your life. I'm sure some people will say it's okay. It wasn't okay by me because God didn't create me with asthma pumps. And I firmly believe in God. I believe his word that says, by the stripes of Jesus, I was healed. So before it comes, the healing has happened before it comes, or it came, whichever one it is. So anything on its way, I've already been healed. So you can't even land and stay there. And I heard her. I just transliterated everything to the voice of the devil. As I was looking at her, I thought, this is the devil sitting next to me telling me ugly things. I'm not listening. So I said, thank you, thank you. She gave it to me. And I started using the pumps. I was discharged a few days later, told me how to. And for a while, there were times I couldn't breathe. And I would get the pump. Then gradually, I think it was just under a year. I said, I can't actually remember. I just weaned myself over. I said, "What was all this?" And then you have to apply again for another bit of the medication. They have to give you pump. I said, "What was all this?" I said, "No, me, I can't live like this. You can't forget it. You can." I said, it has to. I have to be healed." So I think those are one of the times when I really leaned into like healing. There has been this disease, that disease, this. I said, "What was all this? Is it? Am I the only one the devil can see to give a disease to?" I said, "No, I'm not doing." And I can't tell you when I stopped. I can't. I don't remember the year this was diagnosed. All I remember, my kids were still in primary school. So, my daughter was born in '92, my son in '94. Calculate it. They all do what nursery, reception, then 6 years, 8 years. So they could have. I don't know. I don't remember. So maybe 9, 10 years old, something like that, or 8, 9 years old, something like that. So anyway, so that's over and done with. And that for me was traumatic. I didn't know trauma then. I don't follow trends. Whether it's good, bad, evil, I just don't follow trends. I feel lost. Like I'm not me. And I need to be me. I'm not a group of people, we are in this group, we are the triggered, we are the traumatized, we are the females, hey, I'm a soldier. I don't have time to be following anybody. Where I'm going, you are not going. The power I have, you probably don't have, or you're not ready to have, or you don't want to have, or you're not wired that way. I don't have the time to slow down, stop, and say, "Hey, catch up, catch up." There's stuff happening up front. I've got to catch up. But there are others who are willing to say, "Hey, catch up." I'd rather run with the strong ones and try and keep up, do my best to keep up because they'll be ahead of me than to be slowing down for somebody. Let me send somebody else who is happy to slow down. That's their call. So it could be inside of me. Oh, I've shared so many things with you because you've been in the How to Think Thinking school. I'm not special. I just made choices. I wrote something. I made decisions. I don't thrive when I am slow and limited and resisted and told I can't talk, I can't laugh, I can't do it. So it's either I just keep to myself and I go away and I keep laughing and doing what I want to do, or I leave that vicinity. If I have to live under a bridge so I can be I will do it. Because that is I can't stick to. Even when it was time to use after we got married, we agreed on what we decided on what was that contraceptive to use. And they told us, "Oh, you could use this pill, blah blah." I said, "I can't be popping pill every day. I just don't have the time. I'm not gonna remember." Oh, they said, "Oh, you put it in this, you take." I said, "I can't be like that." Never. I said, "What's the contraceptive we can use so that I don't have to remember anything?" They said, "Well, at that time it was like not used very often, but they said the coil and it even has a 3% failure rate. So the failure rate, I fell into the failure rate by the way because I got pregnant with it on, but the failure rate is 3%." I said, "Yes, please." And so we have to go. I said, "Yes, please," and that was it. I didn't have to remember anything. So I I understood something today. I wrote it down. See yourself accomplishing your dreams and goals because that sight will determine the following: the consistency to doing it, your persistence at it, and your audacity. If you can't see that you can achieve it, forget it. You're not going to carry on. You won't even start. And I know that has been one of the base of my existence. Let's move on. So this could be outside you, not inside you. Depending on your thoughts, it could be outside you. And you need to ensure it's outside you, because what no longer exists cannot rule you, cannot control you. You except you allow it to, except you dump down. I can't. And we've learned in how to think thinking school is, instead of dumbing down and saying, oh, how do I stop this negative thought? I don't know why it's always coming. We don't do that. We are soldiers. We simply create a new pathway, we create a new road. And we know if we walk on it long enough, the path will be created. Because we've walked on the wrong one long enough. Oh, that thing that man did to me. Or when I was raped. Or when my mom beat me and I had to go out naked. Or when my dad died. It's over. It is over. And your emotions will want you to say, no, it's still there every time. Every time something happens, you know, everything. So every time something happens, this is how I just feel. When it comes to the 9th of February, every year, I just feel so bad. And it's, oh, ha! Every thought you have creates an emotion, because you need to respond to your body will respond to your thoughts. And God created emotion. So it's not that you should ignore your emotions, but control them. Don't allow your emotions to control you. Control them. Don't allow your emotions to control you. Note, I'm saying don't allow. I'm saying don't allow. I am saying don't allow. I am not saying your emotions will disappear. You just say, "Hey, in Jesus' name." It goes. Now, no, no, that's noise. And you see, when you begin to think and to create a new path, it takes no noise. It's actually a quiet, relaxed thing that you see. I found this in Genesis chapter 1, verse 2 today. That the meaning of that Hebrew word, and God moved, and the Spirit of God moved over the face of the deep. That word moved means to brood, it means to meditate, it means to incubate, but it also means to relax. I say, so you were brooding, you were fluttering, you were incubating what you wanted the earth to look like. And wow, it only appears 3 times in the Bible, and all in the Old Testament. Genesis, Deuteronomy, and Jeremiah. That's what you find when you study small. Oh, I wasn't small. Oh, and it says he was brooding, he was fluttering over. It says with the idea of looking, protecting your stuff and applying heat, so that your baby is like a chicken sitting on his eggs. So there's a particular temperature, so that the yolk and the white can become chicks. Have you ever thought of that? That when God created a chicken, because that's what he created, it wasn't which came first, the egg or the chicken. It's the chicken, because God created all animals. It's not the egg. Then he put the egg in the chicken. The ability of the chicken to hatch eggs. That's what he did. So he made the chicken first. And the chicken sits on, you break it and you fry it. This yolk, have you ever thought of that? How did he make something wet to become an organism that's solid, that can grow, not just a tiny chick, it can grow and you can cut it in bits and eat, and it's delicious. And then the scriptures will say, yeah, God's, and you say, I know when this thing is happening to me, I can't change it. I don't know why the devil is after me. You need to stop thinking like that. That's in itself is a traumatic thought. So this should not say, depending on your thoughts, could be inside you. Should say, depending on your thoughts, it should be outside you. Don't live with it. Refuse to live with it. Like I keep saying, you can't push a marble. Let's say this is a marble table. You can't push it with your little finger and expect it to move. You've got to put all your hands, invite for other men to with muscle to help you to push it. The required force is what's going to shift things for you. I was talking with somebody earlier today. I said, I am so agitated today. Last 3 weeks I've been agitated. In fact, since November last year, I've been agitated, and I've noticed it has been growing. Since November last year, I've been agitated, but I've noticed it's been growing, that I've not been as agitated as I am today. I was just going from thing to thing to thing. I slept at 4 in the morning. I was that agitated. I was still writing the book. I was studying this, reading this, watching this. I said, so I thought, oh no, I can't get up at 6 for there's a group I pray with. So I said, oh no, I can't do that now. I'll wake up later. So I got up at 8 thinking I'm just going to be so tired. In fact, I had the thought, Kemi, you're going to be tired today. I've not dozed since I've had 4 hours sleep. I said, this is supernatural energy, Lord. This is, but I've been so agitated. And with the agitation, I've been coming ideas. Do this, do that, write this title, this meaning, this. I said, God, this is a lot. But I knew I had to move fast. And I heard somebody. She said, you have to be crazy enough to believe that the entrepreneurial ideas you have will work. He said, you have to be crazy enough to believe that your ideas will work. That if you put grass in a plastic bag, wrap it up, and say you are selling it, you have to believe that it will work. Woo! That did something to me. So every idea I've had today, I've put in writing. I've started creating stuff. I'm going to put everything out there. In fact, not going to. They are out there because you have to watch how you speak. They are out there. In the past, oh, I will make notes. Oh, you should see my journals full up like this. Eh? And I won't do anything with it. Why? Because I'm thinking it will not work. Somebody will not buy. I will look foolish. I am thinking that. I'm not saying before, now. So please don't get it twisted. Oh, because Kemi teaches how to think, she's perfect. I am being taught. It's as I'm being taught, and as I learn, I teach. I'm not one of those, I know it. No, I can't do it. I don't know it. I can't do it. I am a woman helped by God. Period. Oh, but when I apply myself, when I see there is something to be got, when I am fed up, when I see, why is it working for that person? It's not working for me. I wake up, well, nobody has to beat me up. My son said to me yesterday, I think it was, he called, he said, I actually need to say something to you, Mom, I love you. My son is 32. He said, Mom, I love you. He has a child. Mom, I love you. I don't say it enough. I should say it enough. I met with one of my friends today. I'm sorry, I don't know how I did that. And the mother, in 6 weeks, she was dead. And she's just 60 something. And they were broken. Boys, she has three boys. And they're all my son's age, and one is slightly older, like his sister is. And they said to him, does your mom have life insurance? He said, well, I don't really know. She said she should get it because it has cost us so much to bury her. She was buried today and he went. He said, and the other thing is, tell her now that you love her. I woke up, oh. He said, Mom, I know you live long, but you never think about these things, but it could happen. I said, I have been thinking about it. I need to fix up. So, you want them to say this about you. Oh, Kemi did this. Hey, Kemi, call a spade a spade. Look in the mirror, call it what it is, and fix up. I was telling him today, I said, son, I'm fixing up. There are no excuses. I'm fixing up. Everything that's not in place must be in place. And that's a function of how you think. Because you can give excuses from now to next week. Especially if you're a church person. Oh, we can write. Look. There is no, what's that English word? The, we, if we were to write books on excuses, we will have more than enough. I'm not doing it because of this. I'm not doing it. And when you check your thinking, bring it out, look into the mirror, the truth mirror. It will speak to you. You say, Kem, this how you are. Kem, this how you are. But we know how to, churchy-size words and turn things around as if it's not what is happening that's happening. Hey, God is coming. God will help me. God will change it. God will. And it's been taking him 15 years. Hmm? No, it's something you are not doing. God ain't changing. He's the same forever. He's the same. Forget yesterday. He's the same period. He ain't changing. We need to take steps. So if you keep thinking a particular way, you keep getting the same result. And if you keep thinking a particular one, you think it's going to be a different result. They call that insanity. Do you know how many insane people are sitting with us in the church pews that you walk past and say, Praise the Lord. Ah, oh, glory. Ay, yeah, 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 yeah. Let's wake up. So let us practice. We're going to think deeply. I'm going to stop sharing because there's, okay, these are my 7 mini ebooks. This one, I give it out for free. Everything else is £25. That means you get another one for free, or 25,000 naira if you're in Nigeria. But I'll put the links up about. But I'm going to send the link for this, for attending this one. I'm going to send that to you. In order for me to do that, though, I need you to fill out a form so that I can have your email address. So let me just get my link, which I had gotten but forgot to save it. I forgot to save it. So I'm going to give it to you now. In the meanwhile, this is a quick form. If you open it, you are not obliged to fill it. If you don't fill it, then I won't have your email address. I won't see it. Then I know I can't send you the book. But I also want to send you chapter 1 of the current book I'm writing, Unbound. That's the title. Is about trauma. The full title. Sorry, writing too many. I've got to look at my title. Is Unbound, a 7-day reset from trauma thinking. And I just want people to read the first chapter and tell me, hey, what do you think? It's just going to be 7 chapters for 7 days, and I'll be finishing it today, but I want to show it to you. So I'll be sending that to you if I get your email address. So go ahead, at least click on the link and save it while we now go ahead and do our little test. It's going to be for 15 minutes. And what I would like you to do is to think for 2 minutes. Sorry, did I say 15? 2 minutes. It's only 2 minutes because you don't have much time. And I want you to bring up something that's a traumatic event in your life that has been going on and on in your mind on a loop. Oh, Adebimpe, hello. Is that Prof? Prof. And Chinon, so nice to have you here. Thank you for being here. Um, and I want you to bring up a bad thing, even if it's not traumatic, a really bad event that you know it comes up, it comes up, it comes up. And what I want you to do, you've all heard what neural pathways, but I like to see it like a path in the bush. A neural pathway is like a path in the bush, and a path is created when somebody walks over it again and again and again and again. You know, you keep going. So in this case, you're thinking about it over and over, and you've created a path. And so your brain works that way. It works 3 different ways: functionally, structurally, and chemically. And so your brain takes the shape. That's how God has made it. The shape of your thoughts chemically. It will release adrenaline if you see something and you immediately think, oh, I'm in danger. That's what. But if you think, me, I'm in charge. Adam named you. You can't do anything to me. I tell you, the Bible says that I have dominion, that I was created to have dominion over the creepy crawlies, over the earth. When you look at that word earth, it means land, it means nations, not just the soil and a few other things. But when I saw land, it means countries. So you can't just let things out. You enter into a country, you have dominion. A person with dominion is a king. And so you need to sit down and imagine. And you can't have dominion if God is not a king and has dominion himself, because you are made in his image and after his likeness. So you should be behaving like him. So 2 minutes, I want you to enter into that kingship, that dominion level, and create another path in your brain. And the more you think on it over and over again, you will create that path. You will begin to see soil. You would have walked over the grass enough times. And I want you to think the opposite. Not what happened to you, what you can actually not just rewire your brain, you know all about that, but you can reverse, as it were, what happened. Remember, I didn't say we are going to erase trauma. We can't say, oh, no, dear, it never happened. No. We know it happened. But we are not living there. We cannot live in a house that no longer exists. That's what the past means. We cannot keep bringing it up. Oh, it happened. Yo, it happened. Oh, it happened. This is what that person said to me. This is what that person said to me. Oh, this is what this said. Stop it. You are dying slowly. Whosoever did it and whatever happened has gone. it no long. How can you live in a house that does not exist? Except that you are thinking of it. You keep rebuilding the house. Every time you come around that loop, whoop, build the house again. Where I was in pain, I was in pain. Don't do that to yourself. So we're going to have 2 minutes. Close your eyes. Make sure you're in a quiet place. 2 minutes has started. And begin to think on how you want that situation to be, not to turn, to be. And I'm doing it with you. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, time up. We have 6 minutes to go. So, does anyone want to share? If you're a Christian, you will find that scriptures will come up to help you to think right. You don't have to form it and create it. And based on the foundation of the scriptures that rise up in your heart, then you begin to create. The foundation must be right. If the foundation is wrong, it will fall to pieces in a matter of time. Does anybody want to share? What did you think? What happened in your short thinking time? Bola, do you want to share? Chinoso, Adebimpe. I don't know if I should say Prof. Yetunde. Anyone want to share? Or we're all shy? Okay. Because we don't have much time. Um, I'm trying to recall what I thought of because I'm constantly going over this particular pathway. What was I think? I have about 6 or 7 of them. Shy. um, what did I think? I always share mine, don't I? Da da da. What was I thinking of? Can you believe I don't remember what I was focused on? And that's because I was looking at the time, but I always remember. Anyway, let's carry on. Let me just make sure I give you all the things I promised. If you've clicked on the link, hopefully I'll recall. Um, okay, let me share the link for the free book so you can take that away with you now. Does anyone have any questions in the meantime, please? And tell me what you're going away with. Tell me what you're going away with, even if you don't have a question. Anybody, talk to me, please. What are you going away with?
Okay, can I say what I'm going away with?
Yes, please.
All right, I apologize. I'm connecting through the browser, so
No
the
problem.
raising of hands and things like that, I don't have it. Um, I came in quite late, but one of the things that jumped at me was setting intentional time to think intentionally. Um, I'm a trauma recovery coach, and I just found out, yes, no, I just found out this week that um, this process that you put us through is actually a very, 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 very um, important process in the course of healing,
Mm,
where, yes, storytelling is good, is therapeutic, but if not done right, like you
mm,
said, what happens is you just keep living in that place of trauma all the time. So your brain doesn't know the difference between what's past, was what's happened before, what's present, because you keep retelling the story, you keep re-traumatizing
mm,
yourself.
mm-hmm.
So what needs to be done is this part that you said: sit down, re-image it, but then again, re-image it as it should now be. So, in places where you longed for a protector and there was no protector, what has happened has happened. However, as you're telling it, re-image it with your protector there. What
Come
would your
on.
protector
Come
have
on.
gone? What would your
Preach.
protector have done?
Yes.
You know? So for me as a Christian therapist, one of the things I do not compromise on is I just tell them, let Jesus be your protector. Hallelujah. Because a human being further down the line, there's no way you want to reimage it that would not come back down and do something,
Mm,
to hurt you again.
mm,
So if Jesus is your protector, as it were, in that particular situation, and you image him there, the
mm.
scripture is fulfilled. You see him there because it says, I'll never leave you, I will
Come
not
on.
forsake you. Before you were born, I was there. I wrote you your days in the palm of my hand. So,
Mm,
right when that thing was happening, you didn't see him, you didn't know
mm,
him.
mm,
But now, when you are, by the Spirit of God, re-imaging that situation, you see him there. The
mm.
sting of death is removed, the power of
Come
the
on.
grave is removed, and life, something that is death, now
Thank
becomes
you.
life to you.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I found out that very powerfully at one of my sessions, and I'm coming to join you
Thank
today,
you.
and that's what you're talking about. So
Yeah.
obviously, I'm going to put it in as a script,
Yeah. Yeah,
in
yeah,
my
yeah, 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 yeah,
processing
yeah.
with
Please
clients. Thank you
do.
so much.
You're welcome. We have a few seconds left. I want to read what Yetunde said. I jumped in late, but rewiring my thinking backwards, reversing the path I had created via past trauma. I felt joy already thinking about the opposite of what traumatized me. Come on. What God can do in 30 to 40 minutes is woo! Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I appreciate it.